The belief that great fortunes are the result of luck, circumstance, or some rare inborn genius is a comforting lie people tell themselves to justify their own lack of achievement. For more than 2 decades, at the personal commission of Andrew Carnegie, the richest man of his age, Napoleon Hill undertook a historic mission: to scientifically dissect the minds and methods of the 500 most successful individuals on Earth. He sought to discover if there was a common denominator, a secret formula that was the source of their power. He found it. Hill proved that success is not an accident. It is a science, governed by definite laws, and executed through a precise 6-step method. This book is your masterclass in that legendary formula. It is a tactical playbook for applying Hill's proven method to achieve your own definite success. The 6-Step Fortune. Napoleon Hill's Method for Definite Success, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. Step 1. Pinpoint your peak profitability. Imagine you are an archer standing before a vast open field. You have a powerful bow and a quiver full of sharp arrows. Your goal is to win the grand prize. But when you ask the judge where the target is, he simply smiles and says, "Oh, just shoot somewhere out there in the field." How would you feel? Confused, frustrated, powerless, without a specific, visible target to aim for. Your strength, your skill, and your powerful arrows are all rendered completely useless. You might fire arrows all day, but you will never hit a bullseye because there is no bullseye to hit. This is the exact state in which the vast majority of people live their financial lives. They possess the bow of their innate potential and the arrows of their daily efforts, but they have no clear target. The problem is that their desires are hopelessly vague. They say things like, "I want to be rich, I wish I had more money," or "I want to be financially comfortable." These are not targets, they are fuzzy emotional clouds. They are the equivalent of somewhere out there in the field. The subconscious mind, the powerful servant that aims your arrows, cannot lock onto a vague wish. It requires a precise, definite coordinate. This lack of a specific target is the primary reason for financial mediocrity. People work hard, they expend immense energy, but their efforts are scattered and unfocused, like arrows shot randomly into an empty field, never producing a significant result. They live in a state of quiet desperation, wondering why their hard work isn't paying off, blind to the fact that they have failed to perform the first, most crucial act of all: to define exactly what they are aiming for. The solution and the foundational first step of Napoleon Hill's entire philosophy is a revolutionary act of precision. You must fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. This is not a suggestion to create a ballpark figure. It is a command to choose a definite, specific, and unwavering number. This single act of choosing a precise number is the most powerful thing you can do to transform a vague wish into a tangible, achievable goal. It is the moment you stop being a hopeful dreamer and become a strategic creator. This act of definiteness sends a powerful, clear signal to your subconscious mind, engaging its immense creative powers to begin working on your behalf. It transforms your brain's filtering system, forcing it to start noticing people, resources, and opportunities that are aligned with your specific financial target. Choosing a definite number is like placing a large, brightly colored bullseye in the middle of the field. Suddenly, all your energy, all your focus, and all your actions have a clear and powerful target to aim for. This is the starting point of all riches, the essential first move in the game of definite success. The first principle behind this step is the power of precision. Your subconscious mind is not a poet, it is a computer. It operates on clear, specific instructions. A vague command like "I want more money" is like typing "make computer better" into a command line. It is meaningless and will produce no result. A specific command like "I desire to have $1 million in my bank account" is a clear, actionable instruction. This works because of a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS. The RAS is the gatekeeper of your conscious awareness, filtering out the billions of bits of information you are exposed to every second and only showing you what it has been programmed to believe is important. When your desire is vague, your RAS has no clear filtering instructions. But when you fixate on a precise number, say $1,000, You are giving your RAS a powerful new command. You are telling it, anything related to the creation, attraction, or management of $1 million is now critically important. Show it to me. Suddenly, you will start to notice things you were blind to before. A business opportunity you had overlooked, an article about an investment strategy you had ignored, a conversation you overhear that sparks $1 million idea. The opportunities were always there. The precision of your desire is what makes them visible to you. Let's consider a freelance graphic designer named Jessica. For years, her goal was simply to make a good living. Her income was inconsistent and always a source of stress. After learning this principle, she performs the first step. She sits down and, after some thought, decides on a definite number. I desire to earn a net income of $250,000 per year. She writes this number down. The act itself feels different. It's no longer a fuzzy wish, it's a project. This new precision immediately changes her thinking. She realizes that her current model of charging by the hour will never get her to that number. Her newly programmed RAS starts to see articles and podcasts about value-based pricing and productizing your service, concepts she had previously ignored. The precision of her target forced a necessary evolution in her strategy. The second principle is the courage of definiteness. Choosing a specific, often large, number requires a degree of courage that most people are unwilling to summon. It feels audacious, even arrogant, to state with clarity that you desire a large, specific sum. It is much safer and more comfortable to remain in the fuzzy realm of, I'd like to be well off. This is because naming a specific number makes the goal real, and therefore makes the possibility of failing to achieve it also feel real. This fear of failure is what keeps most people from ever taking this first critical step. This works because the act of choosing a bold, definite number is a powerful declaration of self-worth. It is a statement to yourself and to the universe that you believe you are worthy and capable of achieving great things. This act of courage creates a profound internal shift. It moves you from a passive, hopeful state to an active, commanding one. It is the moment you stop asking for permission to be wealthy and start claiming it as your own. In practice, this means you must be willing to feel a little uncomfortable. Let's look at an entrepreneur, Mark, who is starting a new e-commerce business. His secret desire is to build a $10 million company, but that number feels so big and intimidating that he's afraid to even say it aloud. His official goal is just to become profitable. He is playing small out of fear. After embracing this principle, he finds the courage to take the first step. He writes in his private journal, "My definite chief aim is to achieve a company valuation of $10 million. The moment he writes it, he feels a jolt of both fear and exhilarating excitement. The goal is now real. This new, courageous definiteness changes his behavior. When he approaches potential investors, he no longer presents his company as a small lifestyle business. He presents it with the bold vision of a $10 million enterprise. This new level of conviction is palpable, and it inspires a level of confidence in the investors that his smaller, safer vision never could have. The third principle is the litmus test of desire. The definite number you choose cannot be a purely logical or intellectual exercise. It must be a number that ignites within you what Napoleon Hill called a white-hot, burning desire. It must be a figure that excites you, that quickens your pulse, and that you can connect with on a deep emotional level. If the number you choose leaves you feeling cold or indifferent, it will have no creative power. This works because emotion is the fuel that powers the engine of your subconscious mind. A logical goal without an emotional charge is like a powerful engine with an empty gas tank. It is the burning desire for the goal that provides the relentless drive, the resilience to overcome setbacks, and the magnetic energy that attracts the necessary opportunities. Your desire must be so strong that it becomes a healthy obsession. In practice, this may mean you need to adjust your number until you find the one that truly resonates. Let's return to Jessica, the graphic designer. Initially, she might have chosen the number $150,000 because it seemed like a realistic and logical step up. But when she sits with that number, it doesn't excite her. It feels like just more work. It doesn't inspire her to change her business model. She realizes she needs a number that represents true freedom and a fundamental shift in her life. She tests a few numbers in her mind. 200,000? Better. $300,000? A little intimidating. Then she lands on $250,000. That number feels different. She can vividly imagine what that level of income would mean. Paying off her student loans, taking her parents on a luxury vacation, hiring a virtual assistant to handle the administrative work she hates. The number $250,000 is now connected to powerful, positive emotions. It is no longer just a number. It is the key to a new life. This is the burning desire that will fuel her through the challenges ahead. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. You have now taken the crucial first step. You have moved from the fog of vague wishing into the clear, powerful light of a definite aim. You have a specific target. But the universe does not give something for nothing. A great prize always demands a great price. Now that you know exactly what you want to get, what exactly are you willing to give in return? What is the specific value you will provide to the world that will make your desired fortune not just a wish, but a well-earned reality? Chapter 2. Step 2. Engineer your value proposition. Imagine walking up to a sophisticated vending machine. The front panel displays a beautiful, high-definition image of a solid gold bar, exactly the prize you desire. You are filled with excitement. But as you examine the machine more closely, you notice something strange. There is no slot for money, no place to insert a credit card, no keypad to enter a code. There is no mechanism for you to give anything to the machine at all. You can stand in front of it all day, desiring the gold bar with all your heart, but you will never possess it, because the machine is not designed to engage in a transaction. It is a one-sided fantasy. This is precisely how most people approach their desire for wealth. They have a clear picture of what they want to get, the money, the lifestyle, the freedom, but they have given little to no thought to what they intend to give in return. The problem is a pervasive, almost childlike get-something-for-nothing mentality. It is the hope that wealth can be acquired through some secret trick, through luck, or simply through the sheer force of wanting it enough. This mindset leads to a feeling of powerless entitlement. People wonder why their desires aren't manifesting, why their affirmations feel hollow, and why the universe seems to be ignoring them. They are standing in front of a vending machine, demanding a prize without offering anything of value in exchange. They have failed to understand the most fundamental and unbreakable law of all economics, both terrestrial and cosmic. You cannot get without giving. The solution, and the second critical step in Napoleon Hill's formula, is to determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. This is not about finding a job. It is a much deeper and more empowering process. It is about consciously and strategically engineering your unique value proposition. It is the moment you shift your focus from what you want to acquire to what you are committed to creating. This step grounds your definite financial aim in the solid reality of the universal law of exchange. It transforms your desire from a selfish get into a purposeful give, which is the key to unlocking the flow of abundance. When you have absolute clarity on the specific service, product, or value you will provide to the world, your desire for money ceases to be a wish and becomes the logical, just, and inevitable compensation for the immense value you are committed to delivering. The first principle to grasp in this step is the unbreakable law of exchange. All of life, all of nature, and all of economics operates on a principle of reciprocal exchange. The bee gives pollination and gets nectar. The plant gives oxygen and gets carbon dioxide. A customer gives money and gets a product that solves a problem. There is no exception to this law. To believe you can acquire wealth without providing value is as illogical as believing you can harvest a crop without planting a seed. This works because money is not a thing in itself. It is a symbol. It is a universally agreed upon symbol for value that has been created and exchanged. Therefore, the only way to legitimately and sustainably attract money is to first create and deliver value. Chasing money directly is a fool's errand. Chasing the creation of value is the surest path to attracting money as a natural byproduct. In practice, this requires a profound mental shift. You must stop asking, "How can I get $1 million?" and start asking the far more powerful question, "What value can I provide to the world that would be worth $1 million?" Let's consider a young entrepreneur named David. His definite aim from step 1 is to accumulate a net worth of $5 million. His initial immature thinking is focused on get. How can I find a hot stock? How can I get in on a lucky deal? After embracing this principle, he changes his question. He asks himself, what kind of problem could I solve for people that would be so valuable it would be worth $5 million? This single question changes his entire focus. He is no longer a treasure hunter looking for a lucky break. He is now a strategic problem solver, looking for an opportunity to create massive value. The second principle is the principle of commensurate value. The value you intend to give must be logically and ethically aligned with the amount of money you desire. If your definite aim is to earn $100,000, you must be prepared to deliver $100,000 worth of value. If your aim is $10 million, you must engineer a value proposition that can justifiably generate $10 million in revenue. This requires an honest and sometimes sobering assessment of your current plan. This works because it forces you to think in terms of scale and leverage. It moves you from thinking like an employee who trades time for money to thinking like an entrepreneur who creates systems that deliver value to many people at once. To earn $1 million by providing a $10 service, you need to serve 100,000 customers. To earn $1 million by providing a $50,000 service, you only need to serve 20 customers. Understanding this principle forces you to strategically design your offering to match your financial ambition. In practice, this means you must do the math. Let's return to David, whose aim is $5 million. He has an idea to start a high-end consulting business for small companies. He plans to charge $5,000 for a comprehensive strategic plan. He does the math. To make $5 million, he would need to find and serve 1,000 clients. As a solo consultant, this would take him decades. He realizes his value proposition is not commensurate with his definite aim. He is forced to think bigger. What if, instead of selling his time one-on-one, he created a scalable software platform that provided a similar strategic framework to tens of thousands of businesses for a much lower monthly fee? Or what if he focused only on high-growth tech companies and offered an intensive, year-long advisory service for $250,000? This principle forces him to engineer a business model that has the mathematical potential to reach his goal. The third principle is to identify and package your capital stock. Your personal capital stock is the sum total of your knowledge, your skills, your life experience, your unique talents, and your passions. This is the raw material from which you will engineer your value proposition. Many people drastically undervalue their own capital stock. They have unique skills and experiences that, if properly packaged and marketed, could be of immense value to others. This step requires a deep and honest inventory of what you have to offer. This works because authenticity is the core of a powerful value proposition. The most successful businesses are almost always built around the founder's genuine expertise and passion. When you build a business based on what you know and love, your work is infused with an energy and an authority that cannot be faked. This authenticity creates trust and attracts your ideal customers. In practice, this process of identifying your capital stock can be done through a structured exercise. Take out a piece of paper and create 4 columns. In the first column, list all of your professional skills and knowledge, the things you learned in school or at your jobs. In the second column, list your personal passions and hobbies, the things you would do for free. In the third column, list your greatest life challenges that you have successfully overcome. In the fourth column, list the problems you hear your friends and family complaining about most often. Now, look for the intersection. Let's consider a woman named Maria. Her definite aim is to earn $300,000 a year. In her inventory, she lists her professional skill as project management, her passion as health and fitness, and a major life challenge she overcame as recovering from chronic burnout. She notices that her friends are constantly complaining about being too busy and stressed to stay healthy. The intersection is clear. She can package her project management skills, her passion for fitness, and her personal experience with burnout into a high-end executive coaching service. Her value proposition: I help busy, high-achieving professionals implement personalized systems to reclaim their health and energy without sacrificing their career ambitions. She has successfully engineered a unique and valuable service directly from her personal capital stock. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. You have now completed the second and perhaps most critical step. You have a definite financial target, and you have engineered a clear and powerful value proposition to justify it. You have a what and a why. But a brilliant plan to exchange value is useless if it remains a perpetual someday project. How do you inject a sense of powerful urgency into your plan and force yourself to take immediate action? What is the simple yet profound tool that transforms a noble intention into a time-bound, unstoppable mission? Chapter 3. Step 3. Set your conquest deadline. Imagine a powerful army led by a brilliant general with a flawless plan of attack. The troops are well trained, their morale is high, and their objective is clear. There is just one missing piece of information. When the general is asked, "When does the attack begin?" he replies, "Oh, sometime in the future. We'll start when the time feels right." What would happen to that army? The initial energy and excitement would quickly dissolve into confusion and apathy. The soldiers would grow restless. Preparations would drag on indefinitely. The element of surprise would be completely lost. An attack plan without a date is not a plan. It is a useless fantasy. This is the precise reason why most ambitious goals, both in life and in business, die a slow, silent death. The problem is the human tendency to live in the land of someday. People have a definite goal and even a clear idea of the value they will provide, but they fail to attach their plan to a specific point in time. They say, "Someday I'll start that business, someday I'll write that book, or someday I'll get my finances in order." But someday is a mythical land that never appears on any calendar. A goal without a deadline is merely a pleasant dream, a wish that has no energy and commands no action. It allows for endless procrastination because there is no urgency, no finish line, and no sense of accountability. The subconscious mind, seeing no firm date, treats the goal as a low priority, non-urgent task, and fails to mobilize its powerful resources to achieve it. The solution, and the third essential step in Napoleon Hill's formula for riches, is to establish a definite date by which you intend to possess the money you desire. This simple act of choosing a date on the calendar is what transforms your plan from a passive dream into an active, time-bound mission. It is the spark that ignites the fuse of your ambition. Setting a deadline creates a powerful sense of psychological urgency that galvanizes your focus and eliminates the seductive lure of procrastination. It acts as a container for your efforts, forcing you to think strategically about how to best use the finite amount of time you have given yourself. A deadline is not a source of negative pressure. It is a source of positive creative power. It is the tool that turns a vague "I will" into a decisive "I must." This is the moment you commit not just to what you will achieve, but to when you will achieve it. The first principle at play here is the creative power of urgency. Human beings are naturally wired to respond to deadlines. Think about the last time you had to complete an important project or study for a final exam. When the deadline was far away, your effort was likely relaxed and unfocused. But as the deadline drew near, your focus became laser sharp. Your creativity surged, and you accomplished a massive amount of work in a short period of time. A self-imposed deadline for your financial goal harnesses this same powerful psychological mechanism. This works because a deadline signals to your subconscious mind that the goal is real, important, and time-sensitive. It shifts your brain out of its default energy conservation mode and into a high-performance, problem-solving mode. The positive stress created by the deadline forces you to become more resourceful, more innovative, and more focused than you would ever be without it. In practice, this means you must literally get out a calendar and choose a date. Let's look at an aspiring author named Sarah. Her definite aim is to earn her first $50,000 in royalties from her novel. Her value proposition is the novel itself. For years, her goal has been to finish the book someday. She writes a chapter here and there, but makes little real progress. After learning this principle, she sets a definite deadline. I will have a completed, edited manuscript ready to submit to agents by December 31st of this year. The moment she writes this date down, everything changes. The goal is no longer a hobby. It is a project with a non-negotiable completion date. This newfound urgency forces her to create a disciplined writing schedule, to say no to distractions, and to find creative ways to carve out writing time, dramatically accelerating her progress. The second principle is the principle of measurable progression. A deadline does more than just create urgency. It transforms your grand vision into a concrete, measurable project. A goal set for the future is impossible to plan for. A goal set for a specific date can be reverse engineered. You can now break down the grand goal into smaller, manageable milestones and track your progress against the timeline. This works because it provides crucial feedback and maintains momentum. Seeing yourself hit smaller, monthly or weekly goals provides a powerful psychological boost and builds the confidence needed to see the larger project through. It allows you to make course corrections along the way, ensuring you stay on track to meet your final deadline. In practice, this means once you have your end date, you must work backward. Sarah, with her December 31st deadline, can now create a project plan. She calculates that she needs to write roughly 10,000 words per month to finish her draft. She sets a monthly word count goal. She then breaks that down into a weekly goal. She can now measure her progress every single week. If she falls behind one week, she knows she needs to make it up the next. This system of measurement keeps her accountable and focused. It transforms the overwhelming task of writing a book into a manageable series of weekly sprints, making the entire process feel less daunting and more achievable. The deadline is the anchor that makes the entire plan possible. The third principle is to embrace the unreasonable deadline. Many people, when faced with this step, make the mistake of choosing a deadline that feels completely safe, logical, and realistic. They are afraid of setting a bold deadline and failing to meet it. Napoleon Hill's philosophy encourages the opposite. He understood that a bold, even seemingly unreasonable deadline can be a powerful tool for forcing breakthrough thinking. This is not about setting yourself up for failure. It is about giving yourself a challenge so big that your old ways of thinking are no longer sufficient to solve it. This works because a truly audacious deadline forces you to abandon incremental thinking and search for exponential solutions. It compels you to ask not, how can I work 10% harder? But, how can I find a completely new approach that will get me there 10 times faster? This is the mindset that leads to true innovation. In practice, this requires a leap of faith. Let's imagine an entrepreneur, Lisa, who wants to launch a new app. Her definite aim is to have 100,000 users. A realistic deadline might be 2 years, but she decides to set an unreasonable deadline of 9 months. This deadline is so aggressive that her standard launch plan is useless. It forces her to think differently. Instead of a slow, organic growth strategy, she realizes she needs a massive launch event. This leads her to the audacious idea of partnering with a major celebrity in her niche. It's a long shot, but her unreasonable deadline forces her to take it. She spends 2 months relentlessly pursuing the partnership, and through a combination of creativity and persistence, she succeeds. The celebrity partnership allows her to achieve her user goal in 6 months, a result that her realistic plan would never have produced. The bold deadline did not just measure her progress, it fundamentally changed her strategy for the better. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. You now have a definite goal, a clear value proposition, and a non-negotiable deadline. You have the what, the why, and the when. The structure of your success is in place. But what, specifically, are you going to do, day in and day out, to make it happen? What is the concrete, step-by-step tactical playbook that you will execute within your given time frame to ensure your victory is not just possible, but inevitable? Chapter 4, Step 4, Architect your tactical playbook. Imagine a brilliant and visionary architect who has conceived of the most magnificent skyscraper the world has ever seen. In her mind, the vision is crystal clear. Its soaring height, its gleaming facade, its elegant, world-changing design. She has a definite goal. She even knows the immense value it will bring to the city and the definite date by which she wants to see it completed. But what happens next? Does she simply walk onto an empty plot of land with a team of construction workers and say, "All right, everyone, let's start building"? Of course not. That would lead to nothing but chaos, wasted materials, and the certain collapse of the project. Before a single shovel of dirt is moved, she must retreat to her workshop and create the blueprint, the detailed, practical, step-by-step plan that will translate her grand vision into a structurally sound, achievable reality. The problem for most people who have set a definite goal is that they try to build their skyscraper without a blueprint. They have a clear desire, they know what they want to give in return, and they've even set a deadline. But they have no concrete, day-to-day plan of action. They engage in what can only be described as hope-based execution. They hope customers will find them, they hope their product will magically take off, they hope the money will somehow appear. They wake up each day and engage in busy, scattered, and often unproductive activity because they have no clear tactical playbook to guide their efforts. This lack of a definite plan is what causes most ambitious dreams to wither and die, not from a lack of desire, but from a lack of clear strategic direction. The solution, and the fourth powerful step in Napoleon Hill's method, is to create a definite, practical plan for the attainment of your desire, and to begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. This is the moment you transition from being the visionary dreamer to being the master architect and general contractor of your own fortune. This step is about bridging the vast gap between your grand ambition and your daily actions. It is the process of creating a clear, logical, and actionable playbook that will guide you, step by step, from your current position to the achievement of your definite chief aim within your specified time frame. A well-architected plan does not eliminate challenges, but it provides the structure and clarity needed to navigate them effectively. It transforms your desire from a game of hope and chance into a project of skill and strategy. The first actionable step in this process is to draft the initial blueprint by brainstorming and researching all possible paths to your goal. Before an architect settles on the final design, she explores dozens of possibilities. Similarly, you must first get every conceivable action, strategy, and idea out of your head and down on paper, without judgment or criticism. Your goal in this initial phase is quantity, not quality. To do this, set aside a few hours with a large piece of paper or a whiteboard. At the top, write your definite financial aim and your deadline. Then ask yourself, what are all the possible ways I could achieve this, and let the ideas flow. If your goal is to build a successful online coaching business, your list might include start a blog, create a YouTube channel, run Facebook ads, write a book, guest on podcasts, build a personal brand on LinkedIn, offer free workshops, and so on. List everything. Once you have exhausted all possibilities, the next phase is research. For each item on your list, spend some time investigating its viability. What skills are required? What is the potential cost? What is the likely time frame for results? This research phase turns your raw brainstorm into a list of qualified potential strategic options. The second actionable step is to select your main attack and supporting maneuvers through ruthless prioritization. No army can successfully attack on all fronts at once. It will spread its forces too thin and fail everywhere. Similarly, no entrepreneur can execute a dozen different strategies simultaneously and expect to achieve excellence in any of them. You must now analyze your list of viable options and choose the one or two primary strategies that will form the core of your plan, your main attack. To do this effectively, you can use a simple prioritization matrix. Draw a 4-quadrant grid. The vertical axis is impact from low to high, and the horizontal axis is effort or cost from high to low. Now place each of your brainstorm strategies onto this grid. The actions that fall into the high impact, the low effort cost quadrant are your strategic gold. These are your main attack. Actions in the high impact, high effort cost are your potential supporting maneuvers, to be considered later. Actions in the low impact quadrants should be discarded for now. Let's return to our aspiring coach. After her research, she determines that running Facebook ads is high cost and the results are uncertain for a new coach. However, she realizes that starting a niche YouTube channel has the potential for high impact by building trust and authority, and the initial cost is relatively low. She selects this as her main attack. Her primary supporting maneuver will be guesting on podcasts to drive traffic to her new channel. She has now moved from a confusing list of 20 possibilities to a clear, focused plan of attack. The third actionable step is to sequence the construction by creating a detailed timeline with specific, measurable milestones. Now that you have your main attack, you must break it down into a logical, sequential order of operations that works backward from your final deadline. This is where your grand strategy becomes a concrete project plan with daily and weekly tasks. This works because it makes the entire process manageable and prevents overwhelm. Instead of facing the daunting goal of build a successful business, you only need to focus on completing this week's specific, achievable tasks. This creates a powerful sense of progress and momentum. To do this, take your main deadline from step 3 and mark it on a calendar. Now, work backward, setting major milestones along the way. For our coach, whose ultimate deadline to earn her first $100,000 might be 2 years away, she can set a 6-month milestone, launch my signature coaching program, and enroll my first 10 paying clients. Now she can work backward from that 6-month goal. Her timeline might look like this. Month 1, finalize program curriculum, purchase video equipment, and film the first module. Month 2, build a simple website, set up an email list, and start publishing 2 videos per week on her YouTube channel. Month 3, focus on growing her YouTube audience and securing her first podcast guest appearances. Month 4, develop a free webinar to offer to her growing audience as a way to build her email list. Month 5, promote and deliver the free webinar, and at the end, make an offer for her new coaching program. Month 6, onboard her first clients and celebrate the milestone. Each of these monthly goals can then be broken down into weekly and daily tasks. She has now transformed her ambitious 2-year vision into a clear, non-intimidating action plan that she can begin executing today. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. You have now completed the work of the architect. You have a definite goal, a clear value proposition, a non-negotiable deadline, and a detailed, actionable playbook. The blueprint is perfect. But Napoleon knew that even the most brilliant plan was worthless without the cooperation of his trusted marshals. No great achievement is ever accomplished alone. How do you now enroll the key people in your life in your vision and build the unstoppable momentum that only a unified, harmonious team can create? Chapter 5, Step 5, Draft Your Success Manifesto. No great achievement in the history of humanity has ever been accomplished entirely alone. Napoleon had his brilliant and loyal marshals, each commanding a corps of his grand army. Henry Ford had his team of engineers and masterminds who helped him perfect the assembly line. Andrew Carnegie did not build his steel empire by himself. He surrounded himself with partners, experts, and allies who shared his vision. A single individual, no matter how brilliant or determined, is limited in their knowledge, experience, perspective, and energy. A leader who tries to wage their entire campaign for success as a lone wolf is destined for exhaustion and eventual defeat. The problem for many ambitious individuals is twofold. First, they fall into the trap of believing they must do everything themselves, either due to ego or a lack of trust in others. This leads directly to burnout and limits the scale of their potential success. Second, and more subtly, they fail to get clear, enthusiastic buy-in from the most important people in their immediate circle, their spouse, their business partner, their key employees. This lack of alignment creates a constant, draining friction. They feel they are trying to drive a car forward while their closest allies are gently pressing the brakes, often with the best of intentions, because they do not fully understand the plan or share the conviction. The solution, and the fifth crucial step in Napoleon Hill's formula, is to create your definite plan in cooperation with a supportive alliance, what he famously termed a mastermind, and to solidify this alliance by drafting a clear, powerful, and written statement of your intentions. This step is about moving from a solitary pursuit to a collaborative one. It is about deliberately multiplying your own power by harmoniously blending your knowledge and efforts with that of others who are aligned with your purpose. This step also involves crystallizing your entire plan into a single written document, your success manifesto, that serves as a contract with yourself and as a powerful alignment tool for your entire team. When your vision is backed by the harmonious power of a mastermind, your personal power is not just doubled or tripled, it is magnified exponentially. The first core principle of this step is the power of the mastermind. Napoleon Hill's definition of the mastermind is the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. He considered this to be the most powerful principle of success, as it allows an individual to access the knowledge, experience, and creative power of multiple minds. When two or more minds are working together in perfect harmony, a third mind, a psychic and creative force, is created that is greater than the sum of its parts. This works because a mastermind provides several critical benefits. It provides accountability. It is much harder to procrastinate when you have to report your progress to a supportive group each week. It provides diverse perspectives, allowing you to see solutions to problems that you would be blind to on your own. And it provides crucial emotional support, encouragement, and belief during the inevitable moments of doubt and challenge. In practice, this means deliberately seeking out and forming a small group of trusted allies. This is not just a casual networking group. It should be a small group, typically 3 to 5 people, who are all ambitious and success-minded, but preferably not in your direct industry. The goal is support and accountability, not competition. You might form a group with another small business owner, a corporate executive, and a creative artist. You would commit to meeting for 1 hour every week, either in person or virtually, following a strict agenda. Each member gets a set amount of time to report on their progress from the previous week, state their goals for the next week, and present their biggest current challenge for the group to brainstorm. A well-run mastermind is a powerful engine for accelerated growth. The second core principle is the unbreakable law of perfect harmony. The power of the mastermind is entirely dependent on the level of harmony within the group. A group filled with criticism, cynicism, ego, and discord will have no power. In fact, it will have a negative draining effect. Perfect harmony does not mean everyone always agrees. It means there is a deep foundation of mutual trust, respect, and a genuine desire to see each other succeed. The members must feel psychologically safe to be vulnerable, to share their biggest fears and challenges without fear of judgment. This works because harmony creates a resonant, energetic field where creativity and intuition can flourish. Conflict and fear shut down the higher creative centers of the brain. A state of trust and harmonious collaboration opens them up. For this reason, choosing the members of your mastermind is one of the most important decisions you will make. It is better to have no mastermind than to have a disharmonious one. In practice, a new mastermind group should establish clear rules of engagement from the very first meeting. These rules might include a commitment to 100% confidentiality, a no unsolicited advice rule. Members must ask for feedback on their challenges, a commitment to being a participant, not a spectator, by actively engaging, and a strict policy against negativity and complaining. The goal is to create a sacred, positive, and supportive space dedicated solely to growth and achievement. The same principle of harmony applies to your most important personal relationships. If you have a spouse or a life partner, They must be enrolled as the most important member of your mastermind. You must sit down with them, share your vision with passion, and ensure they understand and support your definite plan. Their harmonious belief is a critical force multiplier. The third principle is the power of the written declaration, or what we will call your success manifesto. This is the culmination of the first 4 steps of the formula. Hill insisted that this was not just a mental exercise. It must be a clear, concise, written statement that outlines your entire plan. This written manifesto serves several crucial purposes. First, the act of writing forces clarity of thought. It takes your ideas from the ephemeral realm of thought and crystallizes them into the concrete realm of physical reality. Second, it serves as a powerful contract with yourself. It is a signed declaration of your commitment. Third, it is a document that can be shared with your mastermind alliance, so they have a crystal clear understanding of your goals and plan. And fourth, as we will see in the next chapter, it becomes the exact script you will use to program your subconscious mind. In practice, your success manifesto should be a single powerful paragraph that contains the 4 key elements you have already determined. It follows this template. By the definite date of your deadline from step 3, I will have in my possession your definite financial aim from step 1, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, in the capacity of your value proposition from step 2. I will achieve this by executing the following plan. A 1 or 2 sentence summary of your plan from step 4. I will believe in this plan, and I will see myself already in possession of the money. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. You will write this statement out, sign it, and place it where you can see it every day. This manifesto is now the charter for your new life. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. You have done the work. You have a definite goal, a clear value proposition, a non-negotiable deadline, a concrete plan of action, and a supportive mastermind alliance aligned by your written manifesto. The entire external structure of your success is now perfectly in place. But what about the final, most crucial, and most mysterious piece of the puzzle, the inner game? How do you now take this brilliant plan and program it into the most powerful and important tool you possess, your own subconscious mind, to ensure it works for you relentlessly, day and night, to guarantee your victory? Chapter 6, Step 6, Program Your Mind for Victory. Imagine you have just acquired the most powerful supercomputer on the planet. Its processing power is nearly infinite. It has access to a universal database of information, and it has the ability to solve any problem and create any reality you desire. There is just one catch. It has no keyboard, no mouse, and no screen. It only accepts instructions through a very specific programming language that you have not yet learned. So, this incredible machine sits in the corner of your room, humming with limitless potential, but for all practical purposes, it is useless to you. This supercomputer is a perfect metaphor for your subconscious mind. It is a tool of immense, almost unimaginable power, capable of guiding you to the fulfillment of any definite aim. The problem is, most people have no idea how to operate it. They are living with a supercomputer but are still trying to do all their calculations by hand. Their conscious mind, with its limited logic and willpower, struggles and strains to achieve its goals, while the vast, powerful subconscious mind is either idling in the background or, even worse, is still running old, faulty software from the past, programs of fear, doubt, and limitation that actively sabotage their conscious efforts. They know what they should do, but they find themselves unable to do it consistently because their inner programming is fighting them every single step of the way. The solution, and the 6th and final step of Napoleon Hill's formula, is the master key that unlocks the power of your supercomputer. It is the specific programming language that the subconscious mind understands. This is the step that takes your logical, well-architected plan and breathes into it the spiritual and psychological fire that makes it an unstoppable, living force. The method is precise. You must read your written statement, your success manifesto, aloud twice daily, once upon rising in the morning, and once just before retiring at night. And as you read, you must see, feel, and believe yourself already in possession of the money and the fulfilled desire. This is the powerful, time-tested science of autosuggestion. It is the deliberate process of feeding a clear, chosen command to your subconscious mind until it accepts that command as its new reality. This is the final and most important step, the one that closes the loop and activates the entire formula, turning your conscious effort into an automated, 24/7 success-seeking mechanism. The first technique to understand is the science of autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is simply self-suggestion. It is the bridge between your conscious mind, where you create your plan, and your subconscious mind, which is the engine that executes the plan. Your subconscious mind cannot think for itself. It accepts and acts upon any command or idea that is given to it by the conscious mind, especially those that are charged with strong emotion. This is why fear and doubt can be so destructive. They are forms of negative autosuggestion. This technique works by deliberately and repeatedly bypassing the skeptical, analytical conscious mind and impressing your definite, desired command directly onto the highly receptive subconscious. The combination of seeing the written words, hearing the spoken words, and feeling the emotion of the wish fulfilled is a multi-sensory programming method that the subconscious cannot resist. Over time, your subconscious mind accepts your new declaration of wealth and success as its dominant operating reality, and then begins to work tirelessly, day and night, to align your intuition, your creativity, your energy, and even your perception of the world to match this new inner blueprint. It will start to give you the brilliant ideas, the intuitive hunches, and the creative solutions needed to make your plan a reality. The second technique is the ritual of recitation. For this programming to be effective, it cannot be a mindless, mechanical reading of words. It must be performed as a sacred and focused ritual. The power is not in the words themselves, but in the feeling and faith with which they are spoken. To perform this ritual correctly, follow these steps. First, go into a quiet place where you will not be disturbed, either early in the morning when your mind is fresh and receptive, or late at night when the conscious mind is winding down. Second, read your written success manifesto aloud. Your voice should be clear and confident. Hearing your own voice declare your intention is a powerful reinforcing mechanism. Third, as you read each phrase, infuse it with as much positive emotion as you can muster. When you state your definite financial aim, feel the thrill and excitement of that number. When you describe the value you will give, feel the pride and satisfaction of serving others. Fourth, and most importantly, after you have finished reading, close your eyes for several minutes. Do not rush off to the next task. In this quiet moment, vividly imagine yourself as if your goal has already been achieved. See yourself living in the house you desire, driving the car you want, making the charitable donations you planned. More important than the images is the feeling. Feel the profound sense of relief, the joy, the freedom, the security, and the gratitude of the wish fulfilled. This feeling is the fuel. It is the emotional signature that the subconscious mind locks onto. This daily ritual, performed with consistency and faith, is the work that installs your new program of success. The third technique is the shield of faith, which is your method for handling the inevitable appearance of doubt. As you begin this process, your old programming, your fears, your limiting beliefs, your past experiences of failure will not give up without a fight. Doubts will arise in your mind, whispering, "This is silly. It's not working. You're just fooling yourself." This is a critical moment. If you engage with these doubts and believe them, you will neutralize the positive programming you are trying to install. This technique is about learning to handle these intrusive thoughts without letting them derail your progress. When a thought of doubt arises, you must not fight it. Fighting a thought gives it energy. Instead, you should see it for what it is, a ghost from your old software, a powerless echo of a past belief. Simply acknowledge its presence, "I see you," thought of doubt, and then calmly dismiss it by immediately rereading your success manifesto or confidently restating your definite aim. Your written statement is your shield. Each time you confidently use it to deflect a doubt, You weaken the old programming and strengthen the new. Think of it like this. Your subconscious mind is a fertile garden. Your daily ritual is the act of planting seeds of corn. The doubts are weeds that will inevitably try to sprout. You do not have to battle the weeds. You simply have to be more persistent in planting and watering your corn. Eventually, the strong, healthy corn will grow so tall and thick that it will block out the sun, and the weeds will wither and die from lack of attention. These 6 steps, when taken together, form a complete and powerful system for achievement. The first 5 steps, your definite aim, your value proposition, your deadline, your plan, and your Mastermind Manifesto, are the process of building the logical, physical architecture of your success. This 6th and final step, the programming of your mind through faithful, emotionalized autosuggestion, is what breathes life into that architecture. It is the electrical current that flows through the blueprint, transforming it from a static plan on paper into a dynamic, living, and unstoppable force that will not be denied its triumphant manifestation in your life. You have now received the complete 6-step formula that Napoleon Hill distilled from the lives of the most successful people in history. You have learned to pinpoint your desire with definiteness, to engineer your value in exchange, to set a conquest deadline, to architect your tactical playbook, to draft your success manifesto with your allies, and to program your own mind for certain victory. This journey has shown you that success is not a mystery, but a method. It is a science that can be learned and applied by any person who possesses a burning desire to win and the persistence to follow these steps without deviation. The power to achieve your grandest ambitions is not external to you. It is a force you can cultivate and command from within. Thank you for taking this journey with us. Remember to like this video, leave a comment with your definite chief aim, and subscribe to Success Attraction Formula to continue your mastery of the laws of success.